There is a quiet truth most people never hear. Your life isn't shaped by the thoughts you repeat, but by the atmosphere your body lives in. And until that atmosphere shifts, nothing in your reality truly does. You've been told endlessly that your thoughts sculpt your world. And yes, thoughts have influence, but they aren't the source of creation. They're only the afterglow. What actually shapes your experiences is the tone humming through your nervous system. That deeper layer decides whether you move through life feeling supported or hunted, whether you expand or tighten. When your body senses danger, even in the most subtle ways, you don't draw in breakthroughs. You draw in more reasons to brace yourself. Think about those days when you try everything you know. You visualize clearly. You chant your affirmations. You meditate with devotion. Yet nothing in your life budges. It's not because the practices are powerless. It's because they're landing on a system that's already in alarm mode. Your mind says, I am open. But your body whispers, we're not ready. And the universe always attunes to the whisper first. Not the words, not the polished intentions, not the images taped to your wall. Only the emotional frequency pulsing beneath it all. Most people live with their inner wires tightened, constantly scanning their lives for what might collapse next. The body doesn't know how to rank the intensity of threats. A missed deadline, a fragile relationship, an unexpected message. Your system reads them as danger all the same. And when that happens, your energy curls inward. Your ability to receive dims. Life feels like it slows. The extraordinary doesn't vanish. You just slip out of its reach. Creation doesn't respond to force. It responds to harmony. A steady, regulated nervous system emits a clear signal. A tense one sends static. And when you're inside that static, overanalyzing, doubting, revisiting past moments, trying to think yourself into a better life, you're projecting fear instead of possibility. So the real task isn't convincing the universe to comply. The real task is teaching your body how to soften again. Because the moment your internal world loosens, the outer world shifts with it. When safety becomes familiar, abundance comes naturally. And this is where things begin to make sense. Once you understand that your nervous system is the true broadcaster of your reality, you finally see why certain patterns keep returning to your life. Stress isn't just a sensation you feel, it's a signal you emit. Every time you slip into urgency, you're not simply responding to what's happening, you're influencing what comes next. The universe doesn't interpret languages, it interprets vibration. And stress sends a message that says, bring me more to defend myself from. Here's the part most people never realize. Your nervous system doesn't only react to the future, it predicts it. If you're constantly bracing for things to collapse, your body treats that anticipation as instruction, and the energy around you reshapes itself to follow the script. Instead of meeting blessings, openings, and aligned timing, you unknowingly carve a path filled with situations that keep your defenses high, your heart shielded, and your growth small. Not because you're flawed, not because life is unfair, simply because your system repeats whatever emotional climate it believes is normal. The tricky thing is that survival mode doesn't always scream. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's the small tightening in your chest when you look at your finances. The conversations you rehearse before anyone has spoken. The need to orchestrate everything so nothing slips out of place. The urge to control your world before life even happens. These aren't signs of responsibility. They're signs of a body living in vigilance, and a vigilant body can't receive. It can only guard. That's why soothing your nervous system isn't just healing, it's manifesting. You can repeat empowered phrases all day, but if your body trembles with the message, I am not okay, those words dissolve. You can imagine prosperity, but if your system has been trained to notice potential danger, you'll push away anything unfamiliar, even if it's good. Reality can only meet you at the level of safety you embody. So the real question isn't, how do I get more? It's how do I teach my body to welcome more? Because if stress is quietly writing your future, then the next step is understanding where that stress comes from. And most of the time, it isn't the world outside you. It's the restless storyteller in your mind. Most people don't actually live in their bodies. They drift through life inside mental replicas of living. Not here in the moment itself, but inside an interpretation of it. And the nervous system reacts to those imagined scenes with the same intensity it would to something unfolding right in front of you. You felt it before? Driving somewhere familiar and suddenly realizing you can't recall the last stretch of the road. Your body was steering, but your awareness was elsewhere. Redoing a conversation, replaying a moment from days ago, anticipating a future problem so you could stay a step ahead. That isn't clarity. It's survival dressed up as strategy. And the more time you spend spiraling through those inner rehearsals, the more your body concludes that ease is unsafe, that it must stay alert. That letting go is dangerous. But here's the hidden price. The more you inhabit your thoughts, the less you can receive from the unseen world around you. Breakthroughs don't arrive through mental tension. They rise through alignment, through intuition, timing, unexpected inspiration, a pull towards something that feels right without explanation. Those moments don't blossom when your mind is clenched. They emerge when your whole being is unified, when your thoughts and your body speak the same emotional language. That is what nervous system regulation restores. Harmony between what you long for and what your energy actually broadcasts. Living mostly in the mind builds an identity woven from strain. It isn't just made of beliefs, it's made of emotional stances. I must fix everything. I have to stay vigilant. Everything depends on me. You don't consciously recite these lines, you embody them. They become the background emotional posture you carry through every hour of your life. And attraction doesn't respond to ambitions or declarations. It responds to that posture. That's why you can crave abundance while vibrating with fear, yearn for love while vibrating with caution, desire expansion while vibrating with the message not yet. This is why tending to the nervous system is the missing layer in most manifestation teachings. You don't need more effort. You don't need louder affirmations. You don't need to force positivity. You need to return from the mind-built persona into the grounded presence of your body. Because when you drop back into your physical self, you aren't merely soothing the system, you're re-entering the space where possibility flows. The mind observes life, the body feels it, and miracles aren't drawn to the one who observes. They're drawn to the one who is actually here. Once you see how living in the mind keeps the body bracing for impact, the truth becomes clear. You can't create a life of expansion from a system preparing for loss. People don't feel blocked because life is refusing them. They feel blocked because their body doesn't yet trust receiving. The mind may want extraordinary things, but the body must allow them. Safety is what turns wanting into attracting. And here's where most teachings stop too soon. They tell you to lift your vibration, to feel prosperous, to act as though you already have what you desire. But they rarely explain why your body can't hold those feelings for more than a fleeting moment. It's not a failure of will. It's the nervous system choosing preservation over possibility. If your body learned that vigilance equals survival, then ease will feel risky, joy will feel foreign, openness will feel like too much exposure. But the moment the body learns that resting is safe, that softening is safe, that not knowing the next step is safe, the world around you begins to meet you instead of meeting your fear. Think of it like the flow of current. You don't force electricity to move. You clear the obstruction so the current can travel effortlessly. Safety isn't the prize you get after healing. It's the doorway that allows life to shift. When safety becomes your inner foundation, your energy no longer folds inward. It reaches outward. And that outward reach is what the universe responds to. That's why the work isn't manifesting harder. It's teaching your body to feel safe, expanding beyond what it has known. Safe being visible, safe welcoming support, safe receiving without shrinking. The more your body absorbs this new imprint, the more creation becomes fluid. Not because your circumstances suddenly become flawless, but because you stop reading every movement of life as a warning. You stop gripping, you begin welcoming. You stop surviving, you begin co-creating. The gap between who you are and the life you ache for isn't bridged by pressure, spiritual techniques, or mental acrobatics. It's bridged by regulation. A regulated system becomes a clear signal to the universe. I am available, I am receptive, I can hold what I am calling in, and that's when the things meant for you can finally find you, no longer blocked by the static. Now, if safety is the path forward, The question becomes, how do you actually teach the body to trust safety again? Not for passing moments, but as a lived reality. You don't reshape the nervous system by thinking new thoughts. You reshape it by practicing new emotional states often enough that they become the body's new normal. And the beauty of this reset is that it doesn't demand long hours, perfect discipline, or dramatic practices. All it takes is breath and presence for a few minutes. This simple three-part breath practice is more than relaxation. It is emotional reprogramming. What you are truly doing is embedding three essential frequencies into your nervous system: openness, release, and grounded safety. Most people only ever breathe through tension, anxiety, or control. But when you breathe through your heart, you bypass the mind and speak directly to the command center of your energy. You stop trying to think your way into calm and begin feeling your way there. The first breath is the frequency of receiving. Inhale into your heart. Exhale from your heart. With each exhale, sense your energy expanding, as if your being is opening windows that have long been closed. This isn't imagination. It is teaching your nervous system that it is safe to open, safe to welcome life. You are rewriting the instinct that says, "I survive by staying closed." The second breath is the frequency of letting go. Same inhale, but the exhale releases softly, not forcefully. Tension, old stories, shame, pressure, perfectionism, let it dissolve gently into the ground beneath you. You are not erasing or solving, you are releasing. This shows your body that you can let go without losing yourself. You don't have to carry everything to remain safe. The third breath is the frequency of presence. Inhale into your heart. Exhale with a recognition that right here, right now, you are safe. Not later, not after everything is fixed. Safe in this moment. This single acknowledgement recalibrates your system far faster than any affirmation ever could. The nervous system doesn't need certainty. It needs proof of safety in the present. That is what softens fear. That is what opens the field again. Repeat these three breaths, receiving, releasing, and being present, for 3 to 5 minutes, once or twice a day. You aren't just soothing your body, you are rewiring the very frequency that shapes your reality. Gradually, your baseline shifts, not through effort, struggle, or striving, but by teaching your nervous system what it was never shown, that openness, ease, and receiving are not dangerous. They are your natural state. Ultimately, miracles aren't drawn to those who chase them. They are drawn to the version of you that doesn't need to chase. When the nervous system stops living in survival, the universe stops sending what you need for survival. This is not magic. It is coherence. It is not luck. It is alignment. Make this breath practice your new baseline. Reset the body, rewire the field. Let your nervous system become a home where safety, joy, and receiving are effortless again. Manifestation ceases to be something you chase. It becomes something you are. The universe already holds everything you've asked for. The only question is, will you meet it from contraction or from coherence?